Back with our first shot of Business Central, we want to talk a little bit about some Business Central updates that have come out, particularly the 15.2 update that was recently released. And Ken, I know you want to talk a little bit about this, so take it away, my friend.
Yeah, so I think, most people are aware that Business Central is now providing 2 releases per year, one in the spring, one in the fall, and then we call that Wave 1 and Wave 2, right? So we'll talk in our second shot of the day about 2020 Wave 1 features that are going to be coming out. But there are also updates that get applied to Business Central between those major releases. And those are just generally referred to as updates. And if you're a user of Business Central, you may have online, you may have gotten email notifications that said that a new update has been applied to your Business Central environment. So these are released between the major waves. And typically a wave, right, the major waves provide new features and capabilities. Whereas the updates that come out between are fixes, right? And
in case there's some security issues,
some improvements.
Some
errors, it might be someone reported some error when you run this obscure, combination of functions together. So they do these updates. So the current build actually right now is Business Central build 15.2.39040, right? And there's an application build and a platform build, and those are generally now referred to as version 15.2. Okay, so these come out, and as an example, within this 15.2, there are 105 total updates.
Wow.
Okay, 60 of those are general within the worldwide product version. And then there are 45 updates that are localization specific. So it means that these 45 only relate to if you're, some of them might be if you're in North America, some of them are if you're in Sweden, and so some of them if you're in the UK, and so on. And then even within the 60, let's say, that are in the worldwide, these are split between platform and application fixes. So of the 60, for example, that are in the worldwide, 18 of the improvements are platform related, meaning how it operates, and then 42 of them are application features. Maybe there was an error in a certain case, and they've resolved that error. So normally these aren't, when an update comes out, it's not something where you have to go look to see if there's a new feature. But if you are experiencing an error when you do something, it is worth going to see if that's now been fixed after an update. Or just look through the release notes for those updates to see if something has been fixed.
That you're looking for, yeah. Now, I don't think people have to worry about, we might get some questions where, how do I get this update or whatnot? These updates are automatically applied from Microsoft in the cloud. They don't all happen on a specific date. They start at a specific date, but they could end up going through, I don't know, a month or so. Right around there, before you might get updated or whatnot.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that we have had, multiple of these updates actually have impacted our clients, our existing Business Central users. So a couple of those, one of them is an update so the issue was that the web client crashes after 49 extensions have been made by using Designer, and this was due to an object number range problem. Yeah. So they've resolved that. That actually was something that we've run into.
Right.
So that has been resolved.
It's a pretty big one too, because 49 isn't that big of a number when you think about the long run.
Right. You have all your users who are maybe personalizing pages, through the Designer extensions. It's another one is the edit in Excel function stops working. So we've seen that, so that's been addressed. And then this is my favorite one. This is like a needle in a haystack. We have an existing customer where this was the issue. Let me read this. The consumption of an average costed item that is produced on a lower level in a multi-level production order is not valued to an average cost of the period, the earlier output cost is not recognized. So, right, the variables here, like, first of all, it has to be a consumed item that has a costing method of average.
Yeah.
It has to be consumed on a lower level of a multi-level production order.
Right.
So, what are the odds that this combination of factors, and
Yeah.
then there are date
and far in between.
specific issues, right? It usually works, but sometimes it doesn't, right? Depending on the dates. So, we found this. This is in the release notes, and now we can apply that update to that environment, right, to resolve that issue. So, it is worth looking through these to see if there are updates and improvements, especially if you're on an on-premise version of Business Central.
Yeah.
Because in an on-premise version, right, these updates are not auto-applied.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're on the
Partners
cloud,
and
the
things.
online version,
Right.
the updates are auto-applied for you.
Very nice. All right. So if you want more Business Central news, stick around because we have a very special segment coming up next. It's what we like to call our double shot of Business Central.